Tonight's Xfinity TV High School Football Game of the Week postgame show is brought to you in part by the Pittsburgh Sports Report, Pittsburgh's premier sports publication. Visit them online at pittsburghsportsreport.com. 33-6 victory for the Jeannette Jayhawks here tonight. Chris Shovlin, Ellis Cannon with Chelsea Papiani, and of course Coach Roy Hall is on the sidelines with us right now. Coach Hall, this was a defensive game through just about the entire first half, and then the Jayhawks broke it wide open. Tell us how you did it.
Well, we did it with our guys spreading the ball around and trying to utilize our speed and getting to the outside and then coming back up in the inside. And our offensive line did a fantastic job in opening some holes, and it was a total team effort.
Coach, I have to ask you, there's been a lot of hoopla, and understandably and rightfully so, over the past month with your program. But now as that sort of goes in the rearview mirror a bit and you start looking deeper into the schedule, how would you characterize tonight's game? And more specifically, was this the best all-around game you've had all year?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the best all-around game we had all year, but it was definitely the best team we played so far this year. And, we had some miscues, and there were some, questionable things that happened on the field, particularly to their side of the field. But, no, I was happy with our team's performance. And, you're always happy with the win, but you're never satisfied.
Coach Hall, I was really impressed with the way your team took the ball away. Turnovers led to points for you guys.
Yes, it is. Swade Redmond is a fantastic ball player. Not only did he kicks the ball, he got a nice one-handed interception. I can't wait to see that on film. And like I said, we had quite a few guys make some big plays.
Your quarterback amongst them in both the run and the pass game. On the flip side, your defense really didn't allow for that wing tee and, for that matter, balance to develop on the offense. Talk a little bit about your defense.
Our defense has been playing pretty solid all year. We usually don't look at stats and stuff like that, but, when really our first-team defense really didn't give up too many touchdowns. Some of the reserves has done that, and they pride themselves on having shutouts and playing good defense.
Big showdown next week, Coach. Your thoughts early on heading into that game?
I'm going to go in there and check out, our injuries, see how we are, and, I really don't need to say nothing. You got the Clarendon Bears. They're in there, and all I kept saying, it's going to be Bear Week.
Okay. Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right. Ellis Roy Hall, one of the quality people in high school football here in Western Pennsylvania, no doubt about that.
It's interesting. We talked about him winning that award, and one of the things that happens before the game, of course, is the officials will come over and they'll give a note to the head coach and say, here's who the referees are tonight, are the officials, and he's known for giving to the officials, here are my captains. So if questions arise, you can go directly to them, and that's what they did tonight.
And Jeannette really got it going tonight with Kareem Hall getting the first couple of scores, a 1-yard run to start the scoring off with 5:29 to go in the second period of play. And then in the third period, as the Jayhawks broke it open, Kareem scored on a 2-yard run out there. Kareem, your coach called it a total team effort. How did you see it tonight?
We just came out and we worked hard, and coach was always talking about how it's not going to be easy, so we just came up and we just stepped up to the challenge.
Well, you did on both sides, personally and as a unit. Talk a little bit about that defensive unit and how physical it was. We know offensively you guys like to get to the edge and you make them pay for that, but defensively you guys took away really any opportunity for the pass. You harassed people. Talk a little bit about just how physical that played into it and what it meant.
Well, we just know we have a good defense, and we just try to shut down their power run, because we knew they was going to try and smash us up the middle, so we just tried to stop that.
Kareem, how important was it getting all those turnovers tonight? Obviously, it was a defensive ball game through almost the entire first half. It was a 7-0 lead for Jeannette. You got the turnover, and then you were able to move downfield and get points before halftime. So obviously that was an important facet of your team tonight.
Our defense just stepped up, and then our offense capitalized. We got the points on the board.
All right, Kareem, thanks for joining us. Good luck next week against those Clarendon Bears.
Thank you.
All right. Big one next week. Big showdown in the Eastern Conference. It's the one everybody's had circled on the schedule for quite some time. And, it could prove to be, as we said earlier during the broadcast, maybe the Class A game of the regular season this year.
Bear Week.
Bear Week. That's what Coach Hall called it.
Yeah,
huh?
he said they're already over there saying Bear Week, and it's going to be interesting because this Jeannette team has tremendous balance. I was very impressed with their pass game tonight. I didn't come in expecting what I saw. I thought it ran very, very well. It was executed at a high level. The run game speaks for itself. The athleticism and skill set speaks for itself, and their line play spoke for itself as well on both sides of it. I did think it was a very complete game, and I know Coach Hall is always looking for perfection. But I tell you what, they're playing right now as well as they have all year going into the biggest game of the year, and of course that's Clarendon.
We saw some big plays tonight, but right now let's take a look at our best of the batch play of the night here on Xfinity TV. And when they needed to get yards in chunks, that's exactly what the Jeannette Jayhawks did. A long pass from Giovanni Sanders down to Seth Spino. And that touchdown went for 26 yards. That's our best of the batch play of the game here tonight in our Pittsburgh Sports Report post-game show here from Springdale.
In those passes, now we saw one for the touchdown. We saw other passes that weren't for touchdowns, but that prevented the linebackers, who I thought for Springdale played a very, very good game. But they were not able to maybe run as downhill as consistently as they would want to because the threat of that pass was there. Conversely, once, in fact, and I was going to ask Hall about this, conversely, once Springdale got behind 10, 17, or 18, whatever it was going to be very difficult. And I'm sure that his defense and Jeannette knew that, and they just ground them up from that point on.
And not only difficult, it was kind of demoralizing the way they got down because they kept shooting themselves in the foot. They kept giving the ball back on turnovers, and they really dug themselves their own hole here tonight. And Jeannette just capitalized on it.
Yeah. I mean, you simplified it earlier when you said in the fourth quarter, just too many turnovers, and then when you turn turnovers into points, that's usually just the icing on the cake. And that's what happens when you have a very good team like Jeannette. They not only take it from you, they make you pay for it as well.
Well, as always, we enjoyed our visit to Springdale and
great.
watching two fine Class A ball clubs here tonight.
It was a great night. I enjoyed it. Thanks
no
a lot,
doubt
Chris.
about it. Jeannette Jayhawks win it big by a final score of 33-6 with Ellis Cannon and Chelsea Papiani. Our entire Viewpoint Production Services crew here in Springdale tonight. I'm Chris Shovlin. Thank you so much for joining us, and you can watch all of our games right here on Xfinity On Demand in the Get Local folder. We hope you do.